An annual survey by the Annie E. Casey Foundation finds that 23% of children in the United States are living in poverty. Now, for those of you who are wondering what that means, it includes families that are making less than $22,000 a year in household income. As a result, a lot of these kids will either end up homeless because, of course, there are some families that don't have any income. They can't find a full-time job or a part-time job, so they are forced to live on the streets or live in shelters. But in a lot of cases, they're either living paycheck to paycheck, they're crammed into a one-bedroom apartment, and, the reason why it's important to bring this up is because it paints a picture of what the United States has become, and it shows you how important it is that we cut our social services to allow the wealthier people in this country to enjoy the finer things in life, like the rich kids of Instagram. Let's take a quick look. All right, so tax cuts for the wealthy, usually leads to trickle-down economics, where 23% of kids in the U.S. are living poorly. But at least the rich kids get to live this way, and we can live vicariously through them.
Jesus, man, that's a private jet. That sushi alone must have cost a fortune.
That sushi is from Katsuya, according to the caption on that Instagram picture.
I assume that's some sort of fancy sushi place?
It's an expensive sushi place, yes.
Well, if you're on a private jet, I guess you could afford that. But if the poor don't have anything to eat, why don't they just go to Katsuya? By the way, Rush Limbaugh literally said when talking about kids and poverty, why don't they just go to the fridge? Now, either he's one of the dumbest people on earth, or he's kidding, like, haha, isn't it funny to have poor kids who literally don't have enough to eat while I'm on my private jet? Rush Limbaugh also famous for his private jet. Who gives a damn, right? Mm-hmm. They're only kids. Haha, why don't you go to the fridge?
But remember, these are individuals that are very pro-life. They're in favor of legislation that would restrict abortion. And the reason why they do that is because they genuinely care about these poor little babies.
Yeah, and as soon as they're born, the people like Rush Limbaugh, et cetera, dedicate their lives to making sure that those poor kids get the best possible opportunities. Or perhaps they throw a couple of bootstraps at them and laugh at them later. Okay, look, it doesn't mean that you take the private jet, you sell it off, and then you give food to the poor. It's probably what Jesus would have done, not necessarily what we're going to do. But a little bit more justice in our tax system,